Today, economic, political, and social ties bind the United States together in a union almost no one would question. Regional differences between North and South still exist, but they don't have the power to divide the country as they once did. In 1850, however, the differences were pronounced, and the rift between the two regions was growing wider. In the North, the traditional agrarian economy of the country was shifting.
Agriculture was still the main occupation for most people, but agriculture itself changed greatly. Farmers were growing more surpluses with the purpose of selling them on commercial markets. Farmers became more specialized, it became more productive, and as a result, instead of making a lot of their own goods like clothing and candles and soap, they've now purchased those goods in stores, and so the entire economy became more commercialized.
Another very important result of this intensification of commerce is that it takes place predominantly in the North. So you have the North changing rapidly, becoming a modern commercial nation. The South doesn't change, and this is an additional cause of friction between the North and the South.
Differences in political philosophy also grew as Northerners increasingly supported a strong federal government, while Southerners maintained the primacy of states' rights. But the essential division between North and South grew out of the divergence between free and slave labor.
Free labor becomes a very powerful idea, especially in the North, as a way of describing Northern society in contradistinction to Southern society. Free labor society versus slave labor society.
The differences between North and South have faded over time, but for some, the memory of those differences and the war that was fought over them still resonates.
It's amazing that two peoples that were so much alike, they had the same God, the same everything, but just different beliefs led to such a conflict.
I came to the battlefield the first time, and there was something inside of me that I can't explain to you. When I looked out over Pickett's Charge and looked out over the wheat field.
The Civil War in the South especially lives because of the fact that A, it was fought on our land, and B, it was fought and we lost.
A gentleman sit behind me during the last battle, and he says, the South almost won. And I said, yeah, I know. I said, but I would, hate to think what my life would be like if it did.
There's so many things that happened here, so many lessons that we can learn from the Civil War. History can repeat itself, so we need to realize what happened, and we need to understand, because so many lives were lost.
I know a lot of the guys know all the facts and figures, who fought where and when and how and what went on exactly with all the numbers, but personally I just enjoy feeling what it was like back then.